But meantime, Senator Bernie Sanders is part of the top 1%. I don't know how many people saw that coming. Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman is here to explain. Rick, we've heard Senator Sanders talk so much about the 1%. Now his tax returns are saying he's in it.
Are you guys outraged?
I don't know.
Does anybody care?
I guess that's a question for the populace.
Oh, we're talking about it.
So what we know is he went from basically his Senate income, his government income was basically his whole income before he ran for president in 2016, and then in 2016 he had income from book royalties that pushed his total income above $1 million, a little bit above. 2017 also above $1 million. And then it fell back to, I think, $560,000 in 2018.
Yeah.
So Bernie Sanders is making some money off of running for president. He benefited from the fame that came with his campaign.
Yep.
And then his next bestseller was actually about the campaign and the his continued crusade and his movement going forward. So I honestly don't think this is going to give a lot of people heartburn.
But I am outraged, actually.
Why?
The 1%, the elite, have to be better than that. We have a whole generation of people watching the 1% go corrupt. Al Gore flying in his private jet and wagging at us to stop, putting out our carbon footprint.
What should Bernie Sanders be better at as a now 1%?
Honesty, not hypocrisy.
How so?
Why should he lecture at us about his policies
that's
when he's taking money out of our pockets this way and trying to? His moral preening disturbs me greatly.
I think
this
the argument
whole gang
is that
like this.
Bernie Sanders is not taking money out of anybody's pocket. These are people who are willingly spending money on his book to be part of his revolution, as he calls it.
But he's trying to take money out of everybody else's pocket.
Oh, you mean like socialist?
You mean by raising taxes?
By raising taxes and paying for his favored policies.
He would also raise taxes on himself. I mean, he wants to raise taxes to 50% or higher on top earners. So he would put a tax rate of 50% on himself.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, too, though, because we do talk about Bernie Sanders and how he's talked about the 1% so much. But if I may note, we've also heard him talk about the top 1% of the 1%. And I do wonder if that...
He wants to get there. That's the point.
By the way,
right?
Bernie Sanders is not the richest Democrat in the field either. Yeah. So Kamala Harris, joint income with her and her husband, who's a lawyer, of around $2 million. And by the way, we only have tax returns from, I think, 7 candidates, and there are around 20 serious prominent Democrats in this race. So some of the interesting things we're going to learn, Joe Biden, he's been out giving 5- and 6-figure speeches to Wall Street and other places that can pay. He's going to have to release his tax return, and we're going to see the kind of income Hillary Clinton had when we saw in her tax return. If I could just add quickly,
I think it's interesting about this chicken or egg question. I mean, Bernie Sanders arguably is a millionaire because of the fame that he had when he ran for president, maybe when he wasn't a millionaire. It just raises the question of how many presidential hopefuls that get their name out there end up not becoming millionaires.
I think you could make a case that Bernie Sanders created his own fame. I mean, he was not famous, at the moment he decided to run for president. I mean, he was considered, a kind of a joke candidate, and he caught on in unexpected ways. I mean, he captured something about the zeitgeist.
And it doesn't come in a vacuum, of course, Democrats releasing their tax returns as they pressure President Donald Trump to do the same. But